Now, Merkel has made it quite clear that seeing Greece bow out of the Euro bloc is something that she does not want to see happen. She's very, very vocal about that. Why is she taking such a hard stance on the Euro potentially failing in one country where it isn't failing in the rest of Europe?
The German voters are very adamant about not paying more for Greece. Germany has paid over 60 billion already in guarantees and indirect loans to Greece. So that's a lot of money. And at the same time, Germany, the economy is not doing as well. So the thoughts are, and then the concerns are, we put our hard-earned money, our savings, on the line for people who seem to spend it in a haphazard way. That's the perception that the Greek government creates now in the German public. So the voters are quite strongly saying, no, we do not want another bailout. We do not want to pay more money for Greece. Merkel is caught in between. She has hardliners in her own party. It's a conservative party. And it's not clear that she will actually get a majority for the next election, for the next vote on the Greek bailout package, which has to happen because the previous bailout package expired on 30 June. So we need a new vote, and the same vote has to happen in Finland, and it's the same kind of hardliners there. So she needs to appease those, and she needs to somehow transport to the German public, okay, we want to keep Greece in Europe. It's an historic responsibility that especially the Germans have.
When we look at the financial situation in Greece, is it an impossible situation? Is there coming back from this for the Greek people and government?
It depends on what coming back means. It's a very, very difficult situation that has been made much worse by the actions of the hard left-wing Syriza government. The signals in the past couple of days are a bit more optimistic. There have been negotiations, and there's a clear timeline now that the creditors saying, okay, this has to happen, then this has to happen, and at the end of this process there will be a decision, and this decision can be you can remain in the euro area, and it can be you can leave the euro area. So the worrying thing is that they now start talking about Greece actually leaving the euro area, which wasn't the case before. So in the next week there will be a decision on Sunday, and until then it's negotiations. But there's no automatism for them to stay in the euro, and my fear is that because the Greek banks run out of money, they have no more cash. You can withdraw only 60 euros a day, which greatly limits what you can purchase. Actually, coins are in shortage, so you can't get change. So there are many products you can't purchase. So what Greeks now do is they start purchasing luxury goods like laptops, TVs, because they have a high resale value after the euro. So all of these things point towards a disorderly exit because it hasn't been managed well.
But if this were to happen then, if the Greeks were to bow out and say, no more bailout money, no more austerity measures, that would mean a real lack of money for the Greek government to function day to day.
Sure.
So really it is a rock and a hard place for the Greek people.
Yes, absolutely. The government, if they can't come to an agreement, if there isn't another bailout package, if there isn't money transferred before the 20th of July, which is a very hard deadline because Greece has to repay the European Central Bank at that time. So if there isn't an agreement before then Greece will have no other option but to leave the euro area. And if they do so by introducing alternative currency, IOUs, that they bring into circulation, these IOUs aren't worth much because you still have the euro and you have this parallel currency, and it's not so clear how they convert. So at the end of this, there will be no option but to actually reintroduce the drachma. Then the Greek Central Bank will gain its independence from the ECB. They can allow Greek banks to purchase Greek sovereign debt. There will be a write-down of debt because that's the point of a default. So the Greek economy can jumpstart after this. But they will need to reintroduce their own currency, and that means leaving the euro, and it most likely means leaving the European Union.